you're well. Just an update from the allotment this morning. I was here last night wood treating the fence, so I've come back and I'm going to be doing a bit more of that today. Yeah, it's all been a little bit bitty. I've got here when I can, doing odd jobs. I've just harvested some more of the cornichons, which, yeah, they grow so quickly. They're not cornichons, they're bordering on giant gherkins, really. So here they are. This one has gone like a funny colour, yeah. I'm not sure whether that's going to be any good. It's the first time I've ever grown them, so I'm not really knowledgeable on these. I have been pickling quite a lot. But yeah, so any advice on that one? But yeah, you can see these are, I don't know if that works for scale, but yeah, they're definitely not the little tiny cornichons that you get in the jars in the supermarkets. But I can testify that the ones that we've had already pickled have been delicious. Climbing pumpkin, the leaves are all dying back here. Again, I presume that's quite normal. They are all turning a nice orange, which is lovely. And the peas, they're still doing well. And I wanted to show you the beetroot, which looked near dead last week. It's actually reviving. And yeah, I think I said this happened with the first lot when I first transplanted them from the seed tray into the beds. They get very grumpy, but they look like they're, yep, we're going to stay here and take root. So that's good, because we are eating a lot of beetroot, both roasted and pickled at the moment. The carrots that are in the previous potato buckets, yep, they're doing okay. They look a little bit flopped over at the moment because I've just done some watering. It's pickling beetroot day, so I thought I'd just share a method that I've been doing, and it's working out really well. I normally either boil my beetroots or bake them in the oven, and I'll be honest, it makes the whole kitchen, the whole downstairs quite smelly. But I've started to do it in the air fryer, and it just works out so much better. So I wrap each one up just in a little bit of foil, and I put them in the air fryer for an hour. And my air fryer digital dial thing has gone a bit wonky. So I do put it at about 190. I know that's 190, even though it doesn't look like it. And yeah, I do it for an hour. Just come out of the air fryer. They're very hot. Just unwrapping the foil. Now, I always use just a pair of sort of disposable gloves. I say disposable, I think I've had this pair for quite some time. I just keep rinsing them and they last longer. So now you should just be able to peel the skin away. I mean, before I popped them in the air fryer, I gave them a good scrub. So this enables you just to peel everything away. This variety is called Cylindra, and the beauty of that is that they do tend to grow these longer beetroots, which make it easier for slicing. When it comes to the pickling vinegar, it's very much personal preference how acidic you want it to be. I do try to get this Sarson's pickling vinegar. It's been really difficult to get hold of actually this year. So that was a jar that had some in it, and to be honest, what I've done, I've added some white distilled vinegar to it as well. I've put half a pint of that into the jug with just a little bit of the pickling spice. Again, it's personal preference. There's quite a lot of chilies in there. I don't like things too hot, but it's up to you. And then I do put a sort of about a dessert spoon of sugar, and then I top this up with water. So it's probably, it is a 50-50 ratio of vinegar to water. If I was doing something like pickled onions, I would probably have it maybe a 75% vinegar, 25% water. So 3 jars made, and I've gone a bit posh and printed some labels that detail the date and what have you, put little green shed allotment on there. Now when it comes to storing, I've got a larder here, and I store my jars down the bottom next to the essential items such as the gin. So yeah, I've just been putting my jars in here, and I'm going to run out of room, I think, because I've still got a lot more beetroot at the plot. So in the polytunnel, I bought this little shelving rack at the boot fair yesterday for a whole £1. I'm looking forward to popping that under the staging, and I could store my pots onto it. Peppers, let's have a look. Yes, they're growing, but I mean, that doesn't look like the best leaves, really. I mean, is that lack of feed again? I might just pop a tiny bit more feed in. And then some of these are the Californian red, some of the mini chocolate peppers. The jalapeno, that's the only hot pepper that I'm actually growing. That's doing okay. I don't eat them, but I've given them away and people have said that they're fine. The sun gold tomatoes are coming through. They're very nice and sweet. I have tasted a few of those. I brought some lunch to the allotment today, and I'm going to harvest the tomatoes to have with it. And then still got my onions, garlic drying out here, which they pretty much have. I see people store these way better than I've done. You know, they thread them through racks or they plait them. Yeah, I had good intentions, but to be honest, they've done okay here, and I just take home what I need. Harvested the first Savoy cabbage yesterday. Haven't eaten it yet, so it's given a little bit of space here. Mental note that really 8 in this bed is too many. 6 would be ample. The tomatoes, very slow in ripening, but finally getting there. I've noticed lots of other YouTubers doing their taste tests. Yeah, I might be doing mine a little bit later. The aubergines, again quite sickly plants, but I am getting something. I did pop these outside the polytunnel because they were riddled with whitefly and it was going everywhere, spreading, and I thought, right, pop you outside, but maybe they don't mind. And then this courgette bed is slowly coming to its end, I think. Maybe a few more to harvest. The asparagus, yeah, that's I mean, it was new plants this year, so I can't touch them for a couple of years. Maybe they're in a bit of an exposed position there and need to be in less wind. All of it is a learning curve. But I am pleased to report that the sweet corn that's definitely a few of these are going to be ready. Harvested a couple last night, hopefully going to cook those this evening. Now that, I wonder what's happened there. It's not supposed to be growing from that point, is it? That's a confused plant, I think. The flower bed, yes, I think it heard me. My last video I said everything was so small, and it's actually beginning to fill in the gaps a little. You wait, it'll look beautiful just before the first frost. So a job I've been wanting to get to for some time is to wood preserve the fencing panels. So it's Sunday evening and the sun has gone over to the other side of the plot, so I've made a start and it's quite satisfying actually. This is one of the side gates. I've already given this a coat. It's going to need one or two more, but yeah, I'm really pleased to be getting this job done. I will be wood treating this panel here. As you can see, it does look very weather worn. I'm going to have to cut back the blackberry just a little bit. The sweet peas completely gone over. I think there's one there just doing a last hurrah. But the pods, yeah, beginning to dry out. So I'm actually planning to do like a little seed exchange at the allotment, a little project that I want to sort of try and get off the ground. So yeah, watch this space. I might be attempting a bit of woodwork again, which is always good for a laugh. I'm going to crack on with the wood treatment. This has had one coat and is looking way better, so I'm going to give that another coat today. The panel behind the shed I'm going to leave, and the back of the shed I'm going to have to leave because yeah, it's too tricky to get behind there, and I'm hoping it's fairly protected anyway because we've got the cherry tree above here. A home garden update. Having this amount of tomato plants in the garden might not have been the best decision. I'll be grateful once they all ripen, but yeah, they're taking up a great deal of room. But yeah, it's looking okay. Everything is quite lush and green. I've just done some watering. The greenhouse has only got a few items now. I've done some cabbages, also another attempt at basil, some onions going in there. This is the peanut plant, which was done as a grow along with plot number 9. I'll be honest, I've totally neglected it. It's probably in a pot that's way too small, but it's not dead, so that's something. Yes, more tomato plants going on here, and I have had a tidy up this little section which has got my Christmas trees. I've had to prune back some of the rose bushes because yeah, they were looking quite diseased. And oh, as per usual, we have a Pickle coming to join us. And then yeah, these calla lilies, I'm so pleased with these. They've done wonderfully from a few bulbs, such a great show. Yeah, just these were all some from seed, some from plug plants, bit of colour. The tomato plants here have like fallen over a little, but yeah, it's very convenient having them to water, but yeah, it's taken up such a lot of space. Difficult to dry washing. Right, the dahlias are so late because they got heavily munched by the slugs and snails, but I think finally I may actually be getting some flowers, unless we have a freak frost. So fingers crossed. But yeah, each year the garden looks a little bit different. Each year it looks very full. Certainly very jungly-fied here, and that's after I've pruned a lot of the honeysuckle, and I would love to try and trim back a little bit more of that holly tree. That's my neighbour's, but yeah, there's a blackberry growing in amongst it as well. Bit of a mix of things, but it's been nice to record again and edit the video and get it out to everybody. Thank you so much as always for watching, and the very kind comments and advice, truly appreciated. Until next time, have a great week. Make sure you take care now and stay to the end, because my friend the fox is here as well.